Happy Halloween. Today is October the 30th. I just got back from having a heart test done, and I left these leads on just to prove to you that I had the test, because it will make my story a little more convincing to you. That's very serious. I went to the heart clinic, this clinic that just opened. They do heart tests and mammograms. I get there, I'm being followed. Well, they thought they'd play a little game with me. While I'm in the office, they started attacking my heart while I was waiting to do the treadmill test. And I knew they were trying to make me get a bad reading, and they would mess everything up. After they were sending me death threats all night. So I don't have any choice. I'm not going to let my test results be messed up and have that on my medical chart and pay for a test that later they're going to make look bad with weapons. So I want it to be factual, and I want it an accurate report documented. So I go out and I see this vehicle parked right behind, like right where I'm sitting, into the parking lot, and it started with a 0 license plate. So I go and I get the ink pen, I write it down. I said, how am I going to do this? I've got these people there that try to be real patient and kind, and make the patient feel calm and everything before a procedure, and tell you how they're going to make your heart go really fast, and it's going to be unpleasant for a while. And I'm trying to stay as calm as I can, but I know my heart is flip-flopping around from these weapons. So when I have to just spill the beans, I say, look, I might have to leave at a certain part of this test, but don't think nothing of it. I said, if I get where I just cannot breathe and I take off out the door, it's because I have to get out of the target range of the person outside that's using one of those heart attack weapons on me. And they were like, what? I'm like, serious. And then they went into the details, what's going on. And I mean, these people try to find the most inconvenient times to attack me. When they put my dad in the heart hospital with his heart messed up, they would tell me they were going to change his vitals. And then they were bringing up the pictures of the hospital where I'm at to try to terrorize me, to try to make me a slave. And I'd be damned, his vitals would go up. And the doctors and the nurses were mystified. And a clinician comes in and she wants to talk, and they're trying to figure out they're going to have to keep him because what's going on. I have to ask her. I said, why are you hearing all these cold blues? What's going on? I said, don't you notice a lot more deaths? Yeah, I noticed that. It's really mysterious. You used to not hear that many else all day. I said, yeah, right. You know, and finally, today, I just have to spill the beans, because the lady told me later, after the test was over, when I talked about this group, she said, this is really stressing your heart out. You really? And I said, oh, really? I said, it really makes a difference. She goes, I can tell. She goes, you have something that's called a real quiet heart. But whenever you mention how you're being stalked, your heart goes crazy because the stress is killing you. And that's what they're doing. I said, how would you like to live like this? Be kept in fear 24 hours a day, year after year. I said, it's like really being in a concentration camp. They have the weapons attacking me every day, and even in my sleep. I said, but everybody around me is acting like everything's normal. So if I tell them what's happening, it's like they're in shock because it's not happening to them. But today, you know, if people would leave me alone, I wouldn't say a word, but they won't. There is no reason I would have mentioned those people in the parking lot today if they hadn't been attacking my heart. No reason in the world. I was such a nobody before this group took an interest in me. They wanted my talent. I have never broke the law. I didn't have a single speeding ticket in my life before this group started attacking me. They said they just wanted to rock my world and take away some of my boredom and study me. But here it is, the 30th of October, and they've already drawn these pictures of me being hung in a tree on my property, say they're coming to kill me. I can't live like this anymore. When they tell me, be creative today, you don't know what they have done to my brain. When I said before, they had already destroyed my mind and kept me controlled through their computer. But when I asked Russia for assistance and asked if I could come to Russia, if they could possibly offer me political asylum, because I'm some kind of sick experiment in Satanism and slave weapons, the person that had me in their possession, they said for years, gave me just a lobotomy, and they know I have one. And now that they know that, they laugh at me that they make me trip over my feet. They've made me forgetful every day. And so unless I could show you through a psychological exam, you're not going to know how they just completely destroy my brain. You're just not going to know. They wipe out memories, they say, but basic stuff, I can't. Like last night I was crying, praying, and was so numb. My head was having trouble reaching God. I was having trouble climbing to God's height. That is how bad they've hurt my brain. They said they've clipped my wings. No, they have really destroyed me. And they brag about doing it. And then they say, we took away your magic. What? I never use magic. I mean, they're trying to destroy everything I care about. They really are. And now they just sent me a cartoon last night that said if they don't come and kill me on Halloween on my property, they're going to come and abduct me for aliens. And it shows these aliens throwing somebody over their shoulder. And they said those pictures I took the other day with little green specks are aliens on my property. And that either way, they're telling me they're going to try to, they're definitely going to try to abduct me. And all they had to do was leave me the hell alone. No one ever know about anything they're doing. I wouldn't know about anything they're doing. I wouldn't know about these weapons if they hadn't been using them on me. And then I guess the day it sounds supposed to sound like my husband's ex-wife's like, well, if you didn't ask about my children, then I wasn't going to send them there. I'm like, what? Excuse me? Bob had the kids. They went to school. They lived with him. She never half the time showed up for visitation. What do you mean, your kids? You didn't want your kids until you married that man that didn't work and he liked the child support. So don't give me that bullshit. Bob was not the custodial. They were supposed to have primary, but she didn't show up most of the time. But they did go to school with Bob, and they were, and he had all their school pictures and everything until somebody just decided that they after a few years without him, that they liked the money, so they put them in gymnastics 4 and 5 hours a day and let the big ones program the little ones. And then they shipped the boys off to military school. So don't give me that bullshit. Anyhow, I'm in a crazy mood today. You know, I just got home. My heart was speeded up, and I didn't know which was natural rhythm and which was the weapons that they were using. But that car disappeared after I told the people inside. It was out in the parking lot, and it was replaced with the license plate turned around by a black SUV that looked like the type that used to stalk me, like the kind that the film people drive. I just wish they would get away, because see, I can't be creative without a brain. And today I went, like, after I dropped my husband off today at the airport, then I went grocery shopping, and then I cleaned out the fridge, and then I threw out all these berries and all this leftover stuff to my wildlife critters, and I bought bags of seeds and squirrel food and bird food and raccoon food, and I just went all over the place to make sure on Halloween Eve my animals are going to have their own Halloween. It's just loaded with all kinds of goodies. And I was already, you know, revved up before I went to have this test done. But I am tired of being told to have sex with locals. I'm tired of being told my husband's kids are going to take my house. I'm tired of being called names. I'm tired of having my brain hacked every day. And I'm tired of getting this Disney messages every day, like I'm some MK Ultra chick.